Welcome back. This is Ritto here with another Terraria Calamity Endgame Weapon Showcase. Today's a special video because we're going to take a look at some updates to weapons that I've already reviewed. Like right here is the Murasama. It's got a huge change to it, and several other weapons have been reworked in the Calamity Rust and Dust update, the 1.4.5 update. So today I plan on showing the reworked animations as well as how much damage they can do and kind of just discuss the general changes and what I think about them. In this video, I want to cover the changes that have been made to the Murasama, the Photoviscerator, the Subsuming Vortex, the Heavenly Gale, and a quick note about the Supernova. So with the Murasama, we're doing consistently over 1 million single target, 1.5 there, 1.7. Whoa, it killed this target dummy so quickly. This weapon is insanely powerful now. It's a little bit slower, but it's got more range and it does a lot more damage. And here's the Murasama against the King Slime from Boss Rush. You can see it's doing a ton of damage. Next, let's take a look at the Photoviscerator. I did a showcase on this one a while back, and it has changed so much since I last showcased it. All of these effects are different now. So it summons these little orbs that shoot out the projectiles. It looks really cool. I really like the new look of the particle effects coming out of the Photoviscerator because it has a very kind of greenish, purplish exo weapon color to them. On a single target dummy, we're doing about 230, 250,000. You can see on an improved dummy, it does a lot more damage. I remember when I first showcased this weapon, I thought the damage was really low when I tried it on a single target, but when you actually use it against a boss, it does really good damage. And that was actually without the elemental quiver on. With the elemental quiver, you can see it splitting the flame and it's shooting out a lot of effects. As you kind of clutter your screen though, you'll notice it starts to lag a bit. So let's give this a try on the Queen Bee in Boss Rush and show how it works in combat. There's a little bit of lag going on, but overall it's doing pretty well. It's mainly these spiral effects I think that are causing the lag. And there we go. And those are the changes we have for the Photoviscerator. Once again, I think the changes that they've done are really awesome, and I'm quite happy with how they've changed this weapon. Next, I want to look at the Subsuming Vortex because I know this one has been changed quite a bit. It looks really cool. This is kind of the craziest effect I've seen, but it's very different. I'm not actually sure if I like it yet because you can't just continually shoot it. You can only shoot 4 out. And then they just shoot all these cool effects, and then they kind of expire and blow up. And then they shoot out the normal projectiles that we're used to with the Subsuming Vortex. Now let's try this out on a super dummy, and let's see how it does. So it's doing about 160, 170,000, 180,000. It's definitely kind of weird because it's a lot less powerful. It has a bigger, flashier effect, but I'm a little bit sad, to be honest, to lose the old Subsuming Vortex because that was one of my favorite mage weapons. One thing you could do with the Subsuming Vortex is just switch to it every few seconds, use the 4 attacks, and then start using a different weapon to increase your DPS. Like the Yharon's Crystal right here probably isn't the best choice, but you can see what I mean. And then you switch back to the Subsuming Vortex, and then you could try using like the Void Vortex with it. It does increase the amount of lag, which is a little bit of an issue. But this Subsuming Vortex seems to definitely be more like a Wrath of the Ancients type spell where you cast it a few times and then you switch over to a different weapon and keep attacking. So that's the change that has been made to the Subsuming Vortex. I love the way it looks, it's very unique, although I do miss the old Subsuming Vortex a little bit, but this has a lot of utility when you switch to other weapons while that's active. The next weapon that I want to take a look at is the Heavenly Gale, which has been changed. Overall, the projectiles and everything look really similar, but the main thing is that you can't have kind of an infinite amount of tornadoes, which should really help with the lag issues that this weapon had before. But I think it's overall going to reduce the damage output quite a bit. So let's go ahead and test the damage really quick. So we're up to about 450, and you can see it drops off, and then now we're summoning our tornadoes again. So basically the way this works is it won't summon new tornadoes as long as there are some that are existing. And so the tornadoes kind of come in waves. So overall this weapon is a lot less powerful now, but it's a little bit more in line with some of the exo weapons now because this one seemed to be previously one of the best. Another weapon that I wanted to mention is the Supernova because it has just a really cool effect. I love this kind of comic book style explosion that they've added to a lot of weapons. And that concludes the compilation video showing some of the changes to the weapons that we've reviewed in the past. We've got the Photoviscerator, the Murasama, the Heavenly Gale, the Subsuming Vortex. Lots of amazing changes during this update. I hope you all have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I also do lots of other Terraria videos, like I'm working on a Death Mode Rogue class playthrough, and I'm also doing lots of other update videos for the Rust and Dust update currently, so be sure to check those out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.